Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
Not Matt.
On this Saturday's the Core series, we're exploring yet another bitter truth product. This is the EXR. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Click that notification bell. Matt, tell me more about this one.
So this is an interesting find. So as I've been doing all the stuff to take to the Whiskey Castle, it's been pulling out things that I forgot I even owned. So this is the Bitter Truth EXR, which is the only product the Bitter Truth carries that's on their liqueur side, or bitters, or whatever you want to call them, all the fun things they make. This was made in France rather than Germany, like everything else we reviewed that wasn't their rums, of course, on the tiki lovers side. So this is 30%. So this was made to be a traditional Alpine liqueur, which is basically a bitter liqueur to remind people of old world Europe after a meal. Like I said, it's also a thing to serve as a replacement for vermouth. And like I said, it's a combination of dark liqueurs, bitter Alpine herbs, and like I said, for after a meal in the Alps. Some fun cocktails they make is the Hanky Panky, the Herbal Negroni, the EXR Sour, the EXR Ginger, and the Bavarian Manhattan. So it's a very cool, different bottle than the other ones because there's the little short, squatty bottles for the rest of them. And so this is one of their more unique, different products that they kind of put out. Like I said, it's a vermouth substitute. So let's see what we think.
Interesting. Ooh.
Very nice and bitter, like kind of like a little bit like an Amaro.
Yeah.
It feels like a forest in here. Very woody, like a spruce or pine tree.
Yeah, it is very tree barky.
It's like after it rains and you get that vanilla in there when you go and smell a tree in the forest.
I'm almost picking up a little bit of licorice, black licorice.
Yeah, a little bit of lemon.
Mm-hmm.
But like not even like a lemon, but not like a lemon. Like lemon, like the scent almost like essence of a lemon, like a lemon oil.
Yeah, to me, Matt, this was reminding. Like I got the memory of when you make a really fancy old fashioned. You take the lemon peel.
Yeah.
You squeeze it and you light it on fire.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it spits out a little bit of liquid, and that liquid is very flammable. It just kind of bursts into flames.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
it reminds me of that kind of flaming lemon peel smell.
Yeah, it's got this like smoke element as well.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why the memory came flooding back.
Could be. But it's got a little bit of like a cleaning fluid, but in a good way. Interesting. I don't know if we've ever had anything quite like this. It's got some familiar, but that's getting interesting.
I'm also getting flooding memories of shoe polish, of rubbing shoe polish.
Yeah, see that? A little bit of tobacco leaf.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of clove in there. Interesting. I do love the color on it. It's almost like this reddish black color. It's super unique.
But it's not super clingy. It's not staining per se.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's at 30%. This is higher than most of Bitter Truth, so it's up at 60 proof. Most of theirs, I think, are at 22, so 44 proof usually.
Smells good.
All right, see how it tastes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's nice and super interesting.
Very interesting. Much sweeter than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
At least on the initial blush.
It's got sweet up front with a bitter finish. It reminds me of like a port with an Amaro finish.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I can understand how this would work really well as an addition to a lot of different cocktails that need that bitter finish, that bitter component to it.
It's got very much that foresty, spruce, pine needles, a bit of coffee.
Yeah, very bitter coffee, Matt.
Bitter, yeah.
Espresso that they let sit for too long before they served it to you. It's gone. It's gone bad. It's not.
Also, like those coffee, like chocolate covered espresso beans. If you ever eaten those, it reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah, with like a really dark chocolate.
Yeah, dark. Yeah, some like rhubarb in there. It's super oily.
Very clingy.
Yeah, it's kind of like a port or a sherry had a baby with an Amaro. It's very thick.
Yeah, this would make for a very fun addition to cocktails. I'm thinking of all
Absolutely.
sorts of different liquids that or liquors that would mess well with it.
I think I probably do like this better than vermouth, to be real honest with you.
Yeah, with like a gin cocktail or a gin martini or even a vodka martini.
I'd love to see what Spencer would do with this. I think that'd be interesting. Taste like a cocktail guy or John or somebody like that.
Yeah,
That's really good. Well, no surprise, Bitter Truth makes great stuff.
it's well balanced, that's for sure.
I gotta have them on the show. I gotta have them on. They're just so everything they do is just so great. I just love everything we've ever had from them.
They're nailing it. Their flavors and their things are fantastic.
Yeah, they make it where
I love to learn from them.
So it's just shocking. I don't think you've had one you haven't liked from them.
No, I haven't.
So
Now this is a little bit
sweeter, too
much
sweet
for me. It's a little bit much. But that being said, it's still balanced, and I can still absolutely see a place that I would use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I got nothing bad to say.
You know what would be good with this too? You soaked it like in some Italian bread with the oil and the vinegar. Add a little bit of this to that mix would be amazing.
Yeah. Or just instead of that mix, just
that might be fun too. Not still add your Italian spices to it. Yeah, probably great.
Yeah.
Well, delicious.
All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Click that notification bell. We go live on YouTube every Monday night, or you can just come hang out with us directly at the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Join the Patreon page for some behind-the-scenes fun. But truly, until next time, keep on crusading for better liquids in your glass.
Cheers.
Cheers.